What's up, guys? It's MB Boxing, and today I'm going to be predicting the outcome of Kubrat Pulev versus Frank Mir, and this is going to be a 9-round heavyweight Triad Combat Sports bout, and this fight is going to be Saturday, November 27th, from the Globe Life Field in Arlington, Texas, and this fight is going to be broadcasted on Fight TV, and to get into both fighters' resumes, Kubrat Pulev, fighting out of Bulgaria, holds a record of 28 wins, 2 defeats with 14 wins coming by way of knockout. He's currently ranked number 10 by BoxRec in the heavyweight division, and to list his 2 defeats, he has a knockout loss to Vladimir Klitschko for the Unified Heavyweight Championship, as well as another Unified Heavyweight Championship attempt, which ended in a knockout loss to Anthony Joshua, which was also his last fight, and it took place in December of 2020. But not to list some of his best victories, he has a unanimous decision win over Tony Thompson, a knockout win over Alexander Ustinov, a split decision win over Derek Chisora, a unanimous decision win over Huey Fury, and a knockout victory over Bogdan Dinu. And to get his opponent's resume, Frank Mir, fighting out of the United States, mostly known for his UFC career, MMA career, whatever you want to call it. But here I'm going to be listing his boxing record, and it's not pretty as it stands as 0-1. And he's currently ranked number 1,030 by BoxRec in the heavyweight division. And his one and only defeat came by unanimous decision against former world champion Steve Cunningham. So it's not really a bad loss, but it was just an overmatched fight where he lost almost every single round, if not every single round, and that was on the Jake Paul versus Ben Askren main card. And in my opinion, this fight is going to go in favor of the boxer and former world title challenger in boxing, Kubrat Pulev. I know that in Triad Combat, it's in a triangle ring, I believe so, and that it's basically boxing, but you're allowed to clinch. So instead of the referee breaking it up, you're allowed to go into like an overhook or an underhook, punch in the clinch. You're allowed to throw hammer fists. I believe Superman punches are allowed, but there's no elbows, obviously, knees, kicks, etc. So it's really just boxing, but without the referee breaking up the clinch, which I think won't really go much in favor of the MMA fighters. I know the MMA fighters clinch a lot, obviously, in their sport, but it's not going to benefit them as much as Triller's really hoping for. I mean, they're building this card up as like a really competitive card where each fight's like a 50-50, but I think out of all the fights on this card where it's really just boxers versus MMA fighters, I think almost every single boxer is going to win, because I mean they just have the advantage in stand up. And here, Frank Mir is really known in the MMA world really for his submissions, his arm bars especially, but here I just can't really see him doing too well standing up. And especially when we saw against Steve Cunningham, he was just too slow. And he's also 42 years old, I forgot to mention. But Pulev is 40 years old, but still, he's ranked amongst many in the top 15 at heavyweight. And he's still a decent fighter in boxing and could definitely beat many, many guys in the top 15 and top 25 in the weight class. But, I mean, as I mentioned earlier, he's beaten guys in the top 15 now who are really getting big fights, like Derek Chisora, he beat by split decision. He beat Huey Fury. I mean, he's really got a decent resume in boxing. Definitely top 15, if not top 10 heavyweight. He was the number 1 ranked IBF contender. He was Joshua's mandatory for a while, for a couple of years. He was supposed to fight Joshua in like 2018. Then it got moved or when they fought in 2020. He lost that fight big time, getting dropped multiple times, but still, he's a former world title challenger, 2-time actually. And in both of his title fights, I mean, he didn't really give the champion any difficulty at all, but still, he's definitely a top 15 heavyweight in boxing. So I think he's really going to dominate Frank Mir. I mean, his stand-up is just so much better, and I think he should get the stoppage. I mean, if he doesn't get the stoppage, then shame on Pulev. I never want to see him in the boxing ring again. I know that Frank Mir is somewhat durable, but I mean, I can't really see him not getting stopped. I think Kubrat Pulev should easily stop him. I mean, who knows? Frank Mir might not be durable at all at this age, but I remember that back in the late 2000s, that was really when his MMA career was flourishing. He was fighting Brock Lesnar for the title, beat, I believe, Tim Sylvia as well with that armbar. But yeah, almost over 10 years later now, he's in a Triad Combat Sports bout with a former world champion, and I don't think it's going to go too well. So with that being said, I think that Kubrat Pulev should be able to stop Frank Mir, but I don't think he's going to stop him as early as many people think. I think that Pulev might wait a couple of rounds. I'm not really too sure, honestly, if this is going to be 2-minute or 3-minute rounds, but I'm pretty sure it's probably 2 minutes. So I think Pulev should stop him mid to late. And as I mentioned before, it's a 9-round bout, so I think that Pulev should stop. It should stop Frank Mir from rounds 5 to rounds 9, and he should get like a standing stoppage, corner stoppage, possibly even a brutal knockout. So overall, I believe that Kubrat Pulev will defeat Frank Mir by knockout. And once again, the stoppage will happen from rounds 5 to rounds 9. And yeah, that's really it. I'm MB Boxing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.